But hey, man. So a little bit about me. I'm a dentist in Philadelphia, um, and we have an office, and I've gone through a couple marketing agencies, whether they're generic or dental only marketing agencies, and they promise you one thing, and then they deliver for like 3 or 4 months, and then it feels like it just gets very like stagnant, like where they promise like either Facebook ads or Instagram or Google AdWords things. And like for example, the Facebook ads, they'll make these Facebook ads, and sometimes we link them to landing pages, and then they just let them sit there for like 6, 8 months and not make any changes. And I'm like, hey, I'm paying you guys every month for this retainer to do something. You guys aren't really refreshing anything or doing anything. So it got me pretty frustrated, and I'm looking to kind of increase the business a little bit, have it run on its own, maybe get some more doctors in there. And I've been studying a lot on marketing. I love that aspect of it. And I'm trying to basically increase the top end of the funnel, right? And capture more people in, do some Facebook ads and lead to some conversions, and then get new patients in the door for the other doctors so that I don't have to like break my back as much. And maybe I can kind of join you in Iowa or something like that after I get myself out of the chair seeing patients all day. So I'm trying to learn how to fish, like with some of these Facebook ads, get more people into the door, automate the system. If we can get into it later, maybe like capture their info, send them some emails, or retarget them or something like that for some of these things.
Okay. Let me ask you, how did you find the people that were running these ads for you? Was it like friends and family? Did you go to
You
like
know,
a freelance
for,
site?
like these were proper like dental marketing companies.
Okay. So did you like find them through like a Google search?
Yeah, either like a Google search or somebody else uses them.
Okay. I
Or
I ask because have you seen like people selling courses online?
yeah, tons of courses.
Yeah, so I've seen one. I don't buy. I've never bought a course because I think a lot of them are, most of them are bogus.
Yeah,
But I pay attention to stuff, and I've seen one that's been taught fairly. I've seen it several times where it's about like social media marketing, like like a Facebook advertising course for someone who wants to start a Facebook ads business, and it's literally go to dentists and find dentists that want to spend and say you can create like a recurring
yeah,
monthly, and the whole pitch to the person that they want to buy the course is like you can set it up and you don't have to touch it again for months.
that's
And like
exactly what they
when
do.
you said that, I was like, yeah, that's it sounds like, and I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong, but that's a lot what that sounded like to me. And yeah, one of the main things, it would be nice if you could set up Facebook ads and not have to touch them again, but you gotta tweak them all the time.
That's what I'm thinking. And
Yeah,
like I love the marketing aspect. We've done mailers and other things, and we've split test all of those things and different images and stuff. And I know that's what you should do in any type of marketing. And I mean, I didn't go to these one-off guys. I went to like a proper even agency. Like all they do is dental marketing, not just like one guy sitting in his basement.
right.
The whole team, but they almost do the same thing. Then they just keep getting more clients, and it's almost like I'm pretty sure they just copy and paste
Yeah,
this.
so it's interesting because there the truth is that there are a lot of agencies that do
Yeah,
exactly what you just said. And I mean, I completely understand the point that you're making, and I get it. But like, I am technically like the dude in the basement, like running real ads, like, and so I see that. I think it's interesting because we get sold sometimes on like, oh, they look like the big business, and it's
yeah,
like the big business oftentimes right now sucks at the small business stuff.
yeah,
Like it's
yes,
sometimes it is the kid in the basement who actually knows how to run Facebook ads, because guess what? You don't have to go to school to get the degree, to go to work for the agency to learn how to actually do the thing. It's just not, you don't have
yeah,
to.
yeah.
So there's a lot of that.
There's a reason I'm here. I kind of found you out, and yeah, you made a great point. I meant it to say I tried to vet it that it's not some dude that randomly took one course and was like, oh, let me just
Sure,
sell this type of thing.
sure.
You're also right on the flip end. Yeah, you guys, the person who is doing that, like yourself, is probably more focused and able to see the results rather than somebody just copy and pasting the same words for everything.
Yeah, I mean there are some companies that obviously like do amazing work, but yeah, I mean, so with something like with Facebook ads, I just with Kickstarter stuff, for example, there's big Kickstarter agencies,
Mhm.
and some of them have done crazy, like amazing projects, amazing work. They've also done garbage work, and I've outperformed them all by myself several times. So it's just
Okay.
like I don't know. It's interesting to hear that uh, a big business like that is kind of just setting it, and forgetting about it. Because I just I don't know. Did you have any success come from that at all? Like any
Yeah,
legit leads?
so I had a little bit of success. I think, I mean, I've done two types. I did like a big dental marketing company. All they do is like the websites, the SEO, and they're able to take care of the whole thing. And then I've actually done one or two smaller guys who I think kind of run like starter to medium tier agencies. And the info that I have on my personal Facebook is like the low to medium tier. But they did it on my platform. The bigger guys don't want to do it on your Facebook. They got to take it to their platform, and then they don't show you a lot of this stuff. Um, the issue I have with everybody is, and it's probably the guy selling the course to these Facebook, to the dentist, or the people who said sell to the dentist. You tell them that each patient or each client is worth $2,000. It's like an industry like myth that every new patient's worth 2,000. So every click that I get or any phone call that I get, I get like 10 calls. They're like, well, 2,000 a piece. That's like $20,000. I'm like, we had 10 phone calls. 4 people made an appointment. 2 people came in, and neither of them got anything. So I actually made zero. You're saying my return is 20K. It was actually zero. So we had like medium success with getting people in there, but I'm trying to like do 2 things. One, automate it a little. Automate it in the sense of not just being able to collect the names. I'd like to get more of people who are actually more, what do you call them? Wanting to buy the product rather than just random people that are clicking on it. Sometimes if I send it to my front desk people, they waste a lot of times calling some of these people. They don't get calls back, or the people just aren't qualified for getting it down. And then 2, to be able to try to get different types of ads out there for some of the higher end procedures. Because sometimes if you come in for a dental visit, it's only worth like 30 or 40 bucks for like a regular checkup. And if I'm paying the whole staff that, there's no profit left. I got kind of like, it's different. Like when you're just selling a product, you know your profit margin right there, and then you just ship it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, I get it.
Like,
Yep, it's definitely different. Do you like do you see that first time coming in? Do you see profits being made there at all, or is what you really have to do to make it profitable is get them in there a second time?
so what I'm trying to do, just the initial, is to run the ads for people who want a specific procedure, which I know is profitable, rather than just get as many people into the door as possible.
Okay, I like that. Yeah,
That way I can calculate that, and then I know if 10 people are coming in, they're all coming in for this specific procedure, and even if 3 people buy, I'm profitable.
and have you ran those ads yet, or has it just been general? Come see us.
So I've kind of run a couple. I mean, if you don't mind, when
Yeah.
I start my screen, I'm going to record.
Yeah, and sorry if I like get sidetracked or ask questions that take us a different way, and you've got what you want to get through and accomplish, like just feel free to.
Yeah. I want to show you. So basically, I literally just started doing this like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and I was like, you know what, I need someone to help me out with this. So here's a couple campaigns which I ran.
It was a traffic campaign.
Yeah, the traffic campaign. So I wanted people to click on the thing, and it takes them to the web page where they can book an appointment, like request like an appointment. Does that make sense?
Yep. And so through these specific ads, has that happened? Have people requested? Have there been some requests, some appointments made?
Not through the ones that I literally just ran the past
Okay.
2 weeks or something, because I was just literally running them just to learn myself. Okay.
Yeah. Awesome, by the way. Like
You
that's
get
the way to
any
do it.
Um, and oh yeah, and that's what I want to ask. I'll ask you a couple things. Like I have a video I want to play, and I thought I could put it through a carousel. I mean, this was just a fun, that was my ad creative to just kind of catch people who are missing
Yeah,
a tooth.
yeah. Keep going with what you were saying about the video and carousel.
So I had a video in this carousel. I was trying to add this picture, and then they could slide to see the video, but it wouldn't let me do a video and a picture, so I didn't know if I was doing something wrong. But yeah, I have the ad creative that I want, and I have a lot of awesome pics and videos of patient testimonials, literally talking about things that you would be scared about an implant. Like it was scary. No one's drilling into my mouth. Like I thought it would be painful. I thought the recovery would be bad. So like things people would be thinking about, have that video ready so they can watch it.
Okay. If you remind me, I have some saved. I do this on a Instagram account that I have where I save ads that I think are not that I think that show proof that they're good ads, and that'd be good. I don't remember like the exact company or product, but I remember the general like what how they were making the ad. Um,
Okay.
I want to send them to you because I think that'd be very applicable to like what you're trying to do and just dentistry in general. I
Cool.
think it'd be like good ad formats for you to take a look at. And they're like proven that they work very well, like millions of comments, views, and which for sure like getting clicks and all that. So
Okay.
if
Okay.
you,
That'd be awesome.
I know I'm gonna forget. So please, if you want that,
I,
please try
I
and
just put it
remind me.
down. I just put it down my notepad.
Okay.
And then I'm just letting later on in this call. Me and my brother also started a um, turmeric tea powder mixture type of brand or something, in which we're trying to run the ads and see if there's a market before we actually make it.
Cool.
I ran an ad or two. I'm going to show it to you, but I'd really like to kind of set something going. This is and maybe I'd love to form a bigger connection. As we created our first Shopify and all of that, trying to sell this online. Maybe if we can have a couple calls later about how to connect all that and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a good strategy, by the way. Are you doing it where like take them all the way to checkout and then just give them like a we're out of stock or whatever?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's exactly it. Yep.
It's a good test method. I remember, so the first time I heard that was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, but it just blew my mind open. I was like, you can do that?
Yeah, right. Because I'm thinking the thing that stopped us in the past is like I got to get a label, I got to get someone to produce this, like all of those things like stop you, and then you don't even know if this product's going to sell. And the one time I read it, I'm like, holy crap! Why don't you see if you're selling this thing, and then it'd be worth it? I'm like, that's genius.
It really is.
So that's what we're trying to do. And then even if we get 20 orders initially with the tea, we can. We actually have a good product. Like it's a pretty great tasting. It has turmeric. I'll get into it later, but we can at least, even if we get those orders, we can sell out a couple of them.
Have you
So,
had
so
any?
here's the split test I was trying to run to see if like do I target, obviously implants. I'm trying to target older people, which is also on Facebook, which I think use it the most. But I don't know what happened with this split test that nobody clicked on anything, and one of them didn't run. I'm thinking I did it wrong, but I was trying to target people interested in golf, people interested in travel, people interested in shopping, older people.
Okay, so what I'm so do you want me to just kind of rattle off some things that I'm seeing so far?
Yeah. That's exactly what I'm at. Please
Okay.
do that. I'm recording it, so you can talk whatever you want. I got it all down here.
Do you still have control if you move your mouse right now, or is it just
Yep.
completely? Yeah.
Yep.
Can you just pull up the page that you're sending them to, the landing page, your website?
Yep.
Oh, so it takes them directly to this one.
Yeah. Right now, when they click, it would take them directly here.
Okay. Okay. So a few thoughts. Feel free to stop me at any point here. This
I'm
first.
typing.
Okay. This first one kind of sucks because I'm gonna create a little bit more work for you here, but I think it'll make a lot of sense. So, I think one thing that people miss out on, or is like a really good step, a little good piece of the puzzle to have in place, is email campaigns. So, Essentially what you're doing right here is just click to a website. That's fine.
Yeah.
But if you can,
Get a MailChimp account or something.
yeah, and if you can, so let's say someone clicks, like, when do you collect their information? The only way you collect their information, any type of their information, is if they schedule an appointment, right?
Mm-hmm.
The chances of someone going from the chances of someone going from ad straight to a book appointment page, like, so let's take this ad for example. If it's me, I'm maybe younger than who you're trying to reach, but just for example, I see this ad. It's a picture of a girl. Catch yourself staring at your teeth. Okay, so if I click that, I'm interested in, like, okay, obviously some smile doctor something. If I click it and it takes me straight to an appointment page,
Mm-hmm.
I'm lost. I'm like, I didn't really get information in the ad necessarily on, like, what it is, like how it's going to benefit me, and then all it did was take me straight to an appointment page where I'm not learning anything. It's just like, fill this form out. So it's uh, I just
So
it's
I agree with you, and then I'm probably going to talk about something super generic, and you're like, you're an idiot. But
no
I
great.
look like ClickFunnels, make the funnel of, like, when you get there, when you click on this thing, it will take you to a landing page which maybe has the doctor you see or a video of a patient being like, oh, learn more about veneers or smile makers, or over this is what it is. And then underneath is a thing that says book now or learn more or something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know how to make that.
Okay.
Do I need ClickFunnels? Do I need to do that? Like, I don't know how to get there.
Okay. No, you don't. You don't need ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels might be smart for you though. It is a little bit expensive. They're a more expensive, like, per month than Shopify, which is what you're using right now. Shopify, right?
For the like a turmeric latte thing.
Okay. For what's this dental site? What are you using?
We literally just own the site.
Gotcha. Okay.
I
So
had somebody build it, and it's our website. I have just a company for it.
okay. And I saw that you have a pixel set up. Is it set up on the dental website?
It's set up, yeah, on the page where if you fill this out, it will, the thank you page, the pixel fire.
Okay. And then do you have that same pixel on the turmeric product, the powder?
No.
Okay.
Different.
Okay.
So that's in a separate ad campaign.
Okay, different. Yeah, I got you. Different ad account, right? Yeah. Okay, totally fine. I just wanted to, for my purposes, know kind of how things are separated or not. Okay, so yeah, I think as far as your website goes, if you're not explaining a whole lot, like educating in the ad, then you need to educate on the page that you take them to.
Gotcha.
Now I'm going to throw a couple things here. If it's too much, just let me know. So there's that. I think your landing page could definitely be improved because, again, if you're taking people straight to just a form without telling them what's up beforehand, it's just not going to work. So you've got to think about stuff like that. But then also another thing that you can do is not even send them to any website or any landing page, or at least not right now. And what you could do is, so there's a campaign type which is called lead forms, which is basically where if I click this learn more button on this ad, another form pops up inside the ad that autofills my information. And so all I have to do is submit, and then I hand over my email to you. So, or you can, and that's just an example. You could even do like a download of a PDF document or something. But so basically what I'm saying is, in the ad itself, you can collect people's emails and or whatever information you want, but I'm going to say emails in this case. And so I'm just kind of painting a picture here of, you run the ad, they click the ad, they don't go to any other website, and then they click it again and it submits their information to you. Now you have their email address, and now you're just, through all these ads, you're collecting email addresses, collect those, and then email these people with a real email with some information in that email. And then I'd say in that email, link them to the appointment sign up page, because then they'll have seen an ad where they got some initial information, enough to uh, enough for them to give you their information, and now you own their information always moving forward. And then you can continue to teach them and educate them more about you, your services, your discounts, your special offers, etc., through email. And in that email, you can have them click to really wherever you want. But in this case, sounds like it would be schedule an appointment. So I think that's one route that could be more efficient for actually getting real signups. Now, that's not to say that you can't go straight from ad to sign up page, but there's got to be more education happening, or more of like a, if it was like, if the ad said something like, I don't know, 80% off implants for the month of September.
Right.
They know what they're clicking into at that point. So if they click that and show up at an appointment form, then maybe they're more likely. But I'd still I think it's pretty daunting to land on a page that's just a straight form. So I'd try and make that a page where, you've got some other information with it if you can.
Okay.
But my point there that I'm making is that if the ad is 80% off implants the month of September, schedule an appointment now, when they click and get taken to a box that's schedule an appointment box, can absolutely work. Yeah, like there's not really an issue with that. But if this is just like so general, where it's kind of saying like, oh, let's see, catch yourself staring at your teeth during Zoom calls or FaceTime. Dr. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, is a smile makeover. Okay, so something about smiles, but again, I don't know. I don't know. So if I click it and show up at an appointment form, there's no way I'm setting an appointment because I have no idea what it's for, right?
Okay.
But if it's very crystal clear, like 80% off an implant month of September, schedule an appointment to get your discount and to get your implant, that could definitely work.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that completely makes sense, and I agree with you. I probably need to change the ad. What the whole flow is that they're kind of getting on for. So so instead of clicking on traffic, I would click on
Yeah.
What is it?
So let's see. Do I still have control here? Yeah, I can just show you. You okay with me showing you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. You've got your different campaign types, all these right here.
Okay.
And so if you are, if you're running people to your website, you should be using a conversions campaign. Traffic isn't going to track conversions, like if people actually schedule an appointment, submit their information.
Okay.
So if you're going to run to your website and try and collect info on your website, conversions, and then lead generation right here. This is the one where you what's called the lead ads form. So here, I'll just show you real fast. Yeah, and that's another thing. So there's a lot of different, like an Instagram story is a full screen video or image. At least you have the option for that. And then like an Instagram feed, it's just a square, right?
Yeah.
So you've got it, and then so just as an example of each different place that your ad goes, there's different formats for it. And then inside of Facebook itself, like, carousels, they're just, you've got to, it's a bit annoying, but
I think on Facebook feeds, because we're trying to target an older audience, probably like 45 plus.
Sure.
So if you agree with that, mainly Facebook should be our.
I don't know. I would say test it, because
I need you to teach me how to run an A/B split.
Yeah,
test.
so I'll show you how to do that. But that's the best thing to do with those answers. It's not the best thing to go ask someone and hear what they have to say. It's just best to run it and see for yourself. I'm with you. I would think, there tend to be more older people on Facebook, but man, there are a lot of old people on Instagram. There's a lot of old people on TikTok. They're there. So I think it's worth testing them all instead of just trying to go off of kind of your instinct, because
Okay.
you know, ultimately let the data tell you. But
Okay.
you could be absolutely right. I just double check it and see if the data agrees with you. All right, okay? So right here, this section. So underneath where you choose your ad creative and write your headline and stuff. So you have some set up in here.
This is what's the person before, I guess, kind of
Okay.
set up.
Okay, cool.
You see the implants and lighting.
Gotcha. Okay, well,
I tried to have somebody do this for me before, and it was okay.
Gotcha. So yeah, they were trying to run some of these lead form ads, which is good. But this is what they look like.
I don't like the images that they are even on there, but I see. Okay, so that's what the form would look like.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I mean, like all the text and images and stuff can be switched around, but like if they click next right here, it would take them to this contact information page, and this would all auto-populate for them, so they don't have to sit there and fill it all in. It's just there, and they can just click next again. And then actually, this is a good point. So, I think using lead forms would be smart because again, you get to grab their information and keep it, and then also once they've clicked through, if they go all the way through to this page, there's a link, right? See how it says view website right here? This whole page could be, hey, set up an appointment, and click here to set up the appointment. And right from here, you could take them to the appointment page. And they could have had a lot of information in these previous steps, right? Like, or at least in this one.
Okay.
You can put a lot more information here than what you see currently.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so you could just educate them along the way. They give you their info. And then right here maybe is a good spot to hit them for the first time with schedule an appointment. And then they'd also get, now that you have their email, an email from you guys with some cool incentive or discount or offer, also with a link saying, hey, schedule an appointment. And then and then you can also create retargeting audiences based off of people that inputted their email and hit them again with another ad. So you can just like hit them from all angles, basically saying like, here's 80% off our implants. Don't forget to schedule an appointment.
Okay.
80% off implants, just an example. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Is that not going to get me to Iowa anytime soon? So that everything you're talking about is perfect. I don't know how, like, you help me along the way. Like, I know I need a MailChimp account. I love to automate it. I love to retarget them with another ad. You'll see there's a retargeting campaign. I just don't know how to do it. It was kind of halfway set up, but I don't know right. So things like that. I feel you. So everything you're saying, like, absolutely, I get that. Let's do it.
Okay. And I think I kind of want to give you like the big picture, but I don't think you need to go do all of that right this second, right? You can still, there's still plenty we can work on, just like ads wise right here.
Okay.
But I think that's, but also those understanding that like the way you have stuff set up right now, you're not collecting anybody's information.
Yeah.
And there's no way you're talking to them again, like, But so I think just understanding that how you set stuff up can lead to collecting their information or not, and then collecting their information is a big deal. And like oftentimes it takes several points of contact before someone actually checks you out. Like I know this is an example I give sometimes, but just for me personally, I know when I come across different YouTubers, different people on YouTube, not even like kid YouTubers, but just like someone who's got a channel, it takes me seeing them in like someone else's content or in like a little clip somewhere several times before I'll actually like go look at their channel and actually take a second to be like, what's this person, what is this about? And that's kind of typical. I mean, that's why you see, like, why is McDonald's still running ads? We all know who McDonald's is. It's just because we keep refreshing it in the brain over. So instead of just like send them to your website, one click, one time, I put a little bit more strategy of like, all right, how can we hit them? If they're interested a little bit, how can we hit them several times? So it's like they've seen us all over the place now. We've been on their mind several times. And I think the start of that is get their information. because as soon as you can get their information, you can talk to them however much you want until they unsubscribe or whatever. But I don't recommend, once you've set up an ad and it's ran, I don't recommend going in and making edits to that ad. If you want to make an adjustment or something, there's two things you can do. You can just create a whole brand new ad from scratch, or so like if I'm here in ad sets, let's say I wanted to just tweak this golf. Let's not use an A/B test as an example. So this one right here, if I wanted to, so if you wanted to make an edit to this Ambler 13 Plus ad, I would say don't click into it and edit it. Click duplicate. And then right here it'll tell you how many, you can choose how many copies, how many duplicates you want to make. But if you want, and then you can select whether to leave it in the original campaign or not, or if you want to put it into a different one or a new one. But I would just create a duplicate and then click duplicate right here to create it. And then inside that duplicate, go make your adjustment.
Got it. So once you stop an ad, do not start running it.
If you stop it, you can start running it again. But don't go in and make edits to its targeting, to its ad creative. Don't do any of that. Because once you go in and do that, it basically just breaks the ad. So you're just much better off creating a new one. And you can create a new one from scratch, or you can just create a duplicate so you have all the ad. Like if you just wanted to change the headline of it, all you'd have to do, like if on this Ambler 13 you wanted to change whatever headline you have on the ad, don't click edit and change the headline. Create a duplicate, change the headline, and run that ad as a new one.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then you can either turn off this Ambler 13 one or just let it keep running. And especially if an ad is working, never touch it. Like never go in and make edits to it. If you want to, so like if it's working and you want to, so say you find one that works and you want to spend more money on it, don't click edit and change the budget. Create a duplicate of it, and in that duplicate, create a bigger ad budget and then run that one. Because when it creates a duplicate,
will it get the same learning that it had from the ad already?
Yes, it doesn't start over. It takes all the data that was already there and just runs with that now, but with a bigger ad budget.
Okay.
But if you go in on that original one and say you had it set to like $20 a day, you click edit, you change it to $100, you might have just completely ruined a good ad.
Got it. Okay.
It's silly that it does that, but it does. So yeah, always duplicate or start from scratch instead of actually making edits to the ad.
Cool. Good to know, man. I would have not done that. So let's pick one of the ones that we've kind of worked.
I was just doing that. Yeah. So first thing, really just tearing apart your campaigns here. The first thing, wrong campaign type. If you want to collect appointments on your website, I'd do conversions, because if you just run traffic, it's not going to track if people schedule an appointment or not.
Oh, so it won't track that pixel.
Correct.
Fire.
Yeah, right. It won't. Yeah, it will gather some pixel data, but it won't track. It won't track and tell you if someone actually converted.
Got it. Okay. Good to know.
So yeah, my first thing would be campaign type, run conversions if you're going to your website, or run the whole lead form ads thing I just showed you.
Okay.
Which I think would be smart for you.
Cool.
Okay, and then as I was going through, so there's, I guess, a couple different strategies here. My first thoughts when I was coming through these and looking at your targeting, when I say targeting, age, interests, and then also placements, I think it's so maybe a little bit broad. I'd maybe try and narrow targeting a little bit. I can show you and explain more about that. Also, but there's also an argument and a strategy for Facebook has become a lot better, and so sometimes you can leave it much more open and just let Facebook, through its own data, do its thing, and like that can work well. But still gotta like you still gotta at least point it in the right direction, so to speak.
Yeah, me neither, because I kept adding interest because it was like so broad. I put like grandparent, and it was like 3 million. I'm like, all right, I gotta do like relationship status,
Yeah.
married,
So
or like just the age. Because like I was trying to do the same thing. I tried to get to where it's like 500,000, not like 5 million people.
Right. So let's do this then. So we'll come back to that in just a second. I'll pull up an ad and we'll actually like set something up a little bit. So there was
Okay.
that, but that I wanted to touch on is like I think we can improve your targeting, and then your placements, automatic placements. Don't do automatic placements because if you click on manual placements,
Okay.
I know you've seen this, but just all of these different options where Facebook can show your ad. So when you leave it automatic, it does like literally there's all those different options, and because again how we talked about like a story, Instagram story versus Instagram feed, like the format's different, and then also even just within Instagram, right? Like what you view in your Instagram feed versus what you view in stories is completely different content. It's just night and day content. Stories are like very scrappy, like throw it up there, not like careless, kind of whatever. That's more how stories tend to be. But then like an Instagram feed is like super polished, high quality. It doesn't have to be that way, but if you're kind of looking at just the general type of content that exists in those two places, it's very different. So like creating an ad for Explore that works very well might not work at all in story. And so you might not want to combine stuff like that. You might want to really think about, okay, this is the ad that I'm setting up. Where's the best place to put this type of ad, or where do I want to reach people, and then what's the best ad to put in that place for those people. But if you leave it automatic, it's just like there's so many things Facebook's trying to do. So I would choose placements manually, and then think about the stuff that I just said, like is this going to go into the news feed on Facebook, the Instagram feed? Is it going to go into Instagram stories, Instagram Explorer?
Yeah, thinking just Facebook news. What I was gonna
Yeah, so I would create two different tests. And you don't always have to, by the way. Once you get comfortable, to actually use the A/B testing feature, I think is good. But if it's like just causing problems, you can just set stuff up on your own, not using a test, and then just compare the data on your own too. Like you can do that as well. But I would say run a Facebook news feed, and then I'd also say I would go Facebook news feed versus Facebook news feed versus Instagram feed versus Instagram stories. I'd run those three, and I'd run them separately, and I'd try and figure out which one of those three is working best for you.
Okay.
And that might take all the way through like people coming into your office to actually understand which one of those is working better, to actually get people in your office, because you can see in the data, you'll be able to see in the data here which one's getting more clicks, right? But here's one thing, I just responded to a comment on this recently to someone, but clicks don't mean conversions. Clicks
Right.
don't mean
I totally agree with that.
clicks don't mean leads. Like clicks are clicks, means they clicked. But if you really want to get the lead, if you want the conversion, like the person in store, you're actually profiting off of them, then that's ultimately the data point you should be paying attention to, because you can have so many clicks at such cheap cost per click, but none of them turn into a real customer. You could have hardly any clicks, maybe it's an expensive click, but that one did turn into a profitable customer, so
I think that's my issue, and then maybe like that's what I got to figure out, because if they click and they make a purchase online, you automatically get the data. They come into the office, I have to now get the office data to match this person's name to see where ad they came from and figure out which one's working. That's what's giving me a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah,
so I got to kind of figure out, or if you have any suggestions on that.
I do have some suggestions, but it's not as clean cut as just looking at data here in Facebook. That's because you're sending, like, if you're selling something on your, like me selling a physical product on a website, that's easy. But yeah, you've got a component where you're actually sending someone to a physical location. But there is,
Yeah.
I'll show you this right here, and I um offline tracking. You probably does it. I'm pretty sure it shows it right here. Let me see.
I feel like I've seen.
Yeah, so
that.
offline events right there. So basically, I mean, this is where stuff gets a little creepy, but I mean, so like if someone clicked on your ad and set an appointment, like there is a way where Facebook can track that through like people's location tracking, that they did end up in your store. So
Really?
so and because I wish I was more experienced and knowledgeable about how to use all of that, but I personally I don't ever send people to physical store locations. All my stuff's just online, but I do know
Yeah.
that that does exist, and that will be helpful for you in and I mean it'd just be good for me to know. So I'll probably go poke around a little bit more and then maybe shoot you an email with more info on that. But there is that where you can track what they call offline events, and it's just through like continued tracking of people and their locations and stuff
Oh
like
my
that.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how that goes down. So yeah, I didn't. The first time I heard about that, I was like, "Whoa, for real? You can not only track them online, but now like moving around in the real world, you got them too. All right." Um, let's see. So where was I at? Oh yeah. So I was just talking about placements. What led us right to that though?
We were going down the like manual placements. I should choose just those things, and then we were going to the next thing, how to track them because they're going online. It's not just clicks. You're like clicks
Oh
are
yeah,
just
that's the point I was making was yeah. So just yeah. Yeah. The point I was trying to make there is there's a little bit extra work there for you to figure out to
yeah.
really know the real data point that you want to know. And I just wanted to make sure that you don't get too hung up on something like clicks because
And that,
it's easy to do.
no, that's I think that's where it was before. The other marketers that I was with, that was the problem. They're like, we have this many clicks,
And they're so cheap.
$2,000
Yeah.
equals this, and I'm like, the clicks don't matter to me at all.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. And stick to that because there and a lot of people.
To justify their monthly whatever I was paying
Yes.
times 2,000, I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. So, but yeah, whatever you have for suggestions, maybe for physical wines, that would be helpful.
Yeah, I'll do. I should learn more about that too. So I'll go poke there. I think let's act like we're setting up an ad here.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then even just how to split test the thing.
Sure.
I know if I'm not split testing, there's no point.
Do you want me to go through the whole process of actually setting it? Like, do we want to do a conversion?
Yeah, let's just set up a couple ads if you don't mind.
Okay.
I mean, I got some ad creative. I think we're looking for lead gen. I'd love to get those forms going.
Okay, let's try one of those. So if you set up, I'm gonna skip A/B testing stuff for right now.
Okay.
Let's come back to that. But if you do choose to A/B test right here,
That's what I want to. Yeah, that's what I really want.
It sets it up at a campaign level.
Okay.
So it would create another campaign and then test the campaigns rather than the ad sets.
Or like I would think you just want to test the ad sets.
Yes.
Name that different photo.
Yep.
Name that.
Exactly. So I'll show you how to do that. For now,
Okay.
if that's what you want to do is test at the ad set level, don't worry about anything A/B test
All
right
right,
here.
cool.
And then do campaign budget optimization. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
You always just turn that on, basically, right? Because they figure out how to show it to the right people.
So I would say keep that off because keep
Okay.
it off because what happens is then. So I try to do everything at the ad set level, especially when I'm starting.
Okay.
So all my A/B testing, ad set level. All my budgeting, ad set level. When you set campaign budget optimization, Facebook takes your campaign budget and disperses it across your ad sets as it sees fit. So it's not going to evenly test all your ad sets.
Got it.
So if I want all my ad sets tested evenly, which I do, I don't I don't run campaign budget optimization. I make sure that's off so that way I can control individually each ad set's budget and ensure that it actually gets that budget.
Okay.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because then it'll start throwing $50 at one and 20 at the other, and your
Yep.
results.
So, but like, say you found several ad sets with different interests that do work well, then I'd say, like, you've already proven that they work well. Then I say, yeah, run a campaign budget optimization on that because all of them work well. So now Facebook's really doing a good job at finding the best of the ones that work. But when from the very beginning you have no idea which ones work or not, you want to evenly test all of them to be able to tell.
Okay, and then if you turn budget optimization on or off, you have to duplicate the ad, or can you just flip the switch?
If you turn, sorry, one more time.
So you were saying, hey, if you make any changes to these ads, don't make changes, duplicate the ad and then do it. Do I have to duplicate the turn on budget optimization?
No,
Or,
no.
no?
I think,
Can you follow that switch?
yeah, you could just go turn it on. Yeah, because that won't edit anything inside of the ad sets. It's just adjusting
Okay, cool.
budget. Yeah, so that would be totally fine. All right, so let's start with. So actually, let me ask you this: do you have? I mean, I know you have an email list already of. Do you call them customers? Is that the right patients?
Oh,
Patients, right? Yeah.
Patients. I have a current patient list of email addresses. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm wondering because have you heard of lookalike audiences?
I can deduce what they are.
Okay,
You know,
sure,
I-
that's fine. So basically, if you've got a list of emails,
Okay.
you can upload them to Facebook, and then Facebook will look at those emails, pair them with Facebook accounts, as long as their Facebook account exists for those emails.
Okay.
So it pairs them with those accounts. It looks at all the data, and then it goes and finds you audiences of people very closely as possible related to all the data based off of this initial audience that you just uploaded. So it's basically like if I selling product on a website, bunch of people buy it, then I take all those people's emails, upload it, Facebook goes, all right, do my little analysis of all this data, cool, figured out who this person is, I'm going to go find a bunch more of those people, here's that audience for you, and you can now advertise that audience. So it's basically like at that point, you can kind of, not that you need to or necessarily should, but you can just target lookalike audiences instead of genders, age ranges, interest targeting, because you already provided, hey, this is the customer, this is the patient, and Facebook's so good with the data, it can just go find you whole big new groups of people that are just like that person, which means they're highly likely to buy the same thing that you're selling. So I would say if you have an email list, and if it's big enough, I would try to, like, that would be like first thing. That would be my first step, is if you can build a lookalike audience off of your patient database that you already have, absolutely do that right away and start. And then right here under custom audiences is where you would select that audience for to target them.
So basically, get my emails, which I have. How do you upload them on here?
Yeah, I'll show you. And you do need, so Facebook has to be able to match 100 of the emails to 100 people with Facebook accounts from the same country. So as long as you have that, you should be able to create a lookalike audience. And the way you'll do that, click on Business Tools up here. Okay, so this is the audience section.
Okay.
And you'll just click Create Audience. You'll create first a custom audience. So the document that you upload, the file that you upload, that's going to create a custom audience, and that's just going to be an audience of all the emails that have Facebook accounts, and then
Like an Excel file.
and then off of that you'll create a lookalike. So first you'll click Custom, and then you'll click Customer List right here. include customer value. Just click no here. Don't worry about that for now.
No. Okay.
I accept. Okay, this is what I was trying to get us to. So right here, you'll just click upload file, and then upload whatever file you want to right there. Give it a name. So I guess it's not going to let me move forward.
Yeah.
But anyways, and that'll create that audience. And then what you do is that'll show up right here. But just click that. So now you want to create a lookalike audience. And then as your source, you select the custom audience that you just created from the file that you just uploaded. So that would show up here. You'd select it. And then location, you'd do United States. And then right here, so this is where you can select the audience size, the new audience size that it's creating. So the smallest is a 2.4 million. That's called a 1% lookalike. But you can drag that and make bigger ones if you want. And then you can also create several at the same time. If you switch this to like 3, now you can have different size audiences. My suggestion is to create the smallest you possibly can first, because that in theory is going to be the most relevant, most targeted audience for you. And so that's how you do that. So from here you just click create audience, and now you'd have created a lookalike audience. And then when you set up an ad where we were looking at that custom audience, that's where you'd select that. There's one more thing I want to show you right here, since we're here though. There's some other custom audiences you can create. So like if you've had a good amount of traffic through your website, you can create custom audiences based off of people who have visited specific web pages, all website visitors. You can do it by how much time people spent on your website. Basically, you can just retarget everybody that's visited your website right here. So that's cool.
Where do I get the info for the pixel?
Once the pixel is set up on your website,
Facebook will just collect that?
Yep.
Okay. And do they need to come from my ads, or is it anybody that has Facebook and visits my website?
It's a good question. I don't know if the pixel can I think it can go back in time a bit, but basically, sorry, what was the question one more time?
Like if somebody has Facebook, they just randomly visit my website, not through my Facebook.
The pixel collects that. Yeah, so anybody that shows up on your website from anywhere, the Facebook pixel sees that as a website visitor, so you can retarget them through Facebook.
Okay. So I should have activity, I'm pretty sure, because my audience has it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying my website has it right now, so there should be enough stuff on there. So I would just click that, and then it says needs pixel, so I should have the pixel already.
Yeah, so watch. If we go, let's just do one real fast. We'll go website, all visitors in the past. The max you can do is 180 days. Here, I'll do this so you know it's me who set this up. Alex, all web visitors. 180 days. And then you can also do any or all.
Sure.
Let me click out. So I'll just create this. And then now what you can do is also create a lookalike audience based off of this custom website audience.
Okay.
It'll take a second to populate and stuff, but so you'd go create audience, lookalike, select that one we just created right there.
Okay.
United States. Leave that at 1%. Create audience. Now, the only reason I think that wouldn't work is if there's not enough data on your website to create first the custom audience, but as long as there is, then that should work. And then there's other stuff in here. So like here's offline activity. And then like, do you guys have an Instagram account?
We do. It's not like amazing, but we do.
Okay, so like you could do like just with website visitors, you can do the same thing with Instagram. Everyone who engaged with your Instagram account, people who engaged with any post, people who sent a message to your account, people who saved any one of your posts. Those are all
Okay.
people you can retarget and all people you can create custom audiences off of or lookalike audiences off of.
Okay.
And then other options in here, but those are kind of the main ones. Facebook page is another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll jump back to the ad here real fast. So if I click right here in the custom audience section, there's that lookalike,
Got it.
and then there's
Okay.
the custom. It's saying they're not populated yet, so but once those were done populating, then you should be able to select those and target those people. And that's,
Oh.
I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't do that honestly right now. Retarget your website people.
I don't need to do any other detailed targeting, gender, age. It just basically takes those people, almost creates the audience for me.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's a bad idea to also run it through other filters, but
Yeah.
you don't necessarily have to. My point there is just like the idea is that you've given Facebook the audience, it analyzed the data, found the new audience based off of it, and so it should just be a highly relevant targeted audience for you.
Cool. I like that. Yeah, I'd rather do that because there are already customers otherwise.
Yeah, man, I like especially if you've got a decent sized list of patients' emails.
Yeah.
As fast as you can, create a lookalike off of the custom, and start targeting that lookalike audience.
Okay.
Because that'll be way most like. I mean, again, always let the data tell you, but that will very likely be where your best advertising comes from, is through just retargeting, creating lookalikes off of the patient base that you already have.
Okay. Okay. That is perfect. So then we'll do. That's basically in the ad set. That'll create the audience, the placement, and the budget, and the schedule. Right? How long do you usually run it for?
Until I see that it's working or not. So
Okay.
so there's not
Okay.
there's not
Right now, 7 days, you think?
I mean, so I guess it would depend on how you have things set up and what you're using as your indicator of whether it's working or not. So like
Okay. People coming in. That makes.
yeah, so let's say we're doing a lead gen campaign. There's going to be two indicators of success, right? The lead and how much it costs you, like actually capturing people's email in the ad and how much that costs. And then is that leading to them actually becoming a real patient in the office, right?
Got it.
So
Okay.
like I would set up a few tests, and then for lead gen, and I'd first gauge like, what am I getting leads, and if you are, how much do they cost? And so I'd run these. So I'd run an ad. I'd set up some tests and run them for, like I'd set up tests, run them right now, and I'd probably come back and look tomorrow morning and just look and see like, have they been running? How much have they spent? Have they got some leads? And if I see, if they've got 10 leads already, like if, or something like that, then they're working. And if they're getting them at $1 or $2, then I'll probably continue to let those run. But then if they're, if the cost per lead is like $14 or $39 or something, then I'm just going to turn that off pretty much right away. So I don't, and I get the question a lot, is like that exact question: how long should I run these for? And there isn't a right, this is the amount of time. It's more like, because if you want to spend $1,000 on ads, you can spend that $1,000 in the next 3 hours, or you can spend that $1,000 over the next 3 months.
Yeah.
This is really just up to you. It's more about like going in and analyzing the data and understanding like, how much are things costing you? Are you getting leads? How much are those leads costing you? But then also the tricky part here for you is, well, just with leads in general, it's kind of the tricky part. But we run some tests right now. We come back tomorrow. One ad set's getting leads for $10 a lead. One ad set's getting leads for 14 cents a lead. Which one's the better one?
Mm.
Do we really know? Because we don't know which one is actually leading to people coming into the office and spending their money.
Yeah.
Until you can figure that out, you don't actually know if if this ad with the cost per lead of 14 cents or this ad with the cost per lead of $10, which one's actually making you more money long term.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That
it's
I,
not. I don't look at it. It's just not as straightforward as you should run it for 2 days or 14 hours or.
okay.
You
Okay.
gotta kind of look at stuff. What the ad is and like what you're saying in the ad will matter a lot. Just going back to my example of like 80% off of an implant this month is
Yeah.
very different than like we fix smiles, or something like that. So like someone's much more likely to set an appointment if they got here through an ad that they were interested in that said like X amount of dollars off of this product in this period of time. You're just setting it up so that they're going to be much more likely to actually take an action.
Yeah.
Versus if it's just kind of a light, fluffy, like, hey, we're a dental office near you.
Gotcha. Okay. So, do you have any suggestion on two things that I'm trying to avoid? One, to try to sound basement bargainy on like a health procedure, if that makes sense. I'm trying to sound like a premium product rather than like, hey, this is for sale. Number one, and number two, it's tough for me to offer, and that's what I'm trying to find different ways. You're a good marketer to offer a discount because a lot of it's determined by insurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how do you keep it a premium product? Like, buy this premium product without giving it like, hey, this is the percentage sale off of it. This is why you should click right now.
So I think the easiest thing would be to not deal in kind of like a general sense of it, but if we could pick a specific product or service that you do want to sell.
So that's this one for implants. We want to sell implants. Like come in and get implants, and the other one I want to sell is come in and get Invisalign.
Okay, implants and Invisalign. Man, I see Invisalign being sold on TikTok a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I think that's Invisalign themselves doing that, though.
Yeah, it could be
not doctors' offices doing it.
Yeah. So, or implants and like veneers. Like everybody wants that Hollywood smile makeover type of thing.
Yeah. So, this is my
online thing. It's like, hey, buy one get one free or 20% off today. Come click, like flash sale, something like that.
Yeah. So this is stuff that like I'll sit with for a while. So my silence is me just trying to think, because they're so I'm trying to like incentive. So I mean, you can obviously put ads in front of people and say like, hey, this is what we do. Like, hey, we're an office, we replace veneers, but I'm trying to think of what's a way to incentivize, to really encourage someone to click or learn more right there on the spot.
If they're going for it and they want like the best, like this just showed up.
Right.
I've been missing this tooth forever. These guys showed up. They're like the best at it. Let me find some more info or something. That's what I'm trying to figure out how to get get them to do it. Or do I offer something else for free? Like free electric toothbrush this month if you get an implant, or free whitening.
That sounded good to me right there. Something like that sounded pretty good. Another thought I was having was, and this goes back to, I want to send you some of these videos I've saved on my just some of these ads that I've saved, because some of them are the patients. I think one of them might be Invisalign that I have, or like like a whitening something, but it's basically just the customers giving reviews, and it kind of is like a 15-second video of like 3-second clips of customers saying like, I just got this done here, and look how white my smile is now. So something like that, veneers wise, like real customer reviews, and running that as an ad, I think would be cool.
That's what this video is that I have here.
But I mean, free stuff, man. People love free stuff. Like that's honestly one of the main marketing tactics used for like to get people into a funnel is
Right.
a freebie. Yeah, I'd say just stick with it. It's it takes a second to learn it, more than a second, but it can do some crazy damage once you've kind of figured it out.
Yeah. So, and then if you have anything that you can help me with to then get them to a landing page, I think. Now, in my head, I think ClickFunnels because that's what everyone's keep posting. It keeps blasting in my face, but like a landing page, and I don't know. Do I need a bunch of information, or do I need to know how to code to get these landing pages, or do I just put my video and type out?
No, it's easy enough now where like you know how you upload a video to your Facebook ad, it's just like that. Like pretty much just upload and drag and drop. It's pretty much that easy.
Do you use lead pages? Use ClickFunnels? What do you use?
ClickFunnels or Shopify.
What was it?
ClickFunnels or Shopify.
A lead page or landing page on Shopify?
Yeah, you can do landing pages on Shopify.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you suggest I do? Because for me, I mean, I like the marketing aspect. For me, creating a landing page and then a MailChimp account to mail out all these emails in my head is like very daunting.
Yeah, that's a lot. I know that is a lot because that was a lot to me for a long time. But do work towards that though, because that email component is a big deal. Okay. But yeah, but I mean, take it at your own pace. Just I know I kind of I said that when I sprung that on you too. I was like, this is gonna be
10 months on it. I mean, you saw those other ones. They were made in like 2019, 18. Ever since I cut that one or I dropped that person, I've been dragging my feet thinking I'll do it because in my head it's like so daunting. I gotta write all these emails. I gotta figure out the automation for it. Someone's gonna click. Emails get sent here, and then I don't. In my head, it's like I gotta be an expert at it. That's what's stopping me, I think.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to be an expert, but you do have to get over the learning curve of it. And that, yeah. But if you don't want to mess with the email stuff right now, I think that's like the email campaign. I think that's fine, but do know that that's there and a piece that you should add in at some point. But then I would just focus on still collect emails though. Like you should not be running ads if you're not collecting information that you can use again. So definitely be collecting emails. But if you don't want to go mess with like landing pages and email campaigns, I think that's fine. You can have success without that stuff, and it very well could be just too much at this point. So with that said, you'd really need to focus on your targeting and your advertisement.
Okay.
But because if you want, I don't know, if the goal is to get people to schedule an appointment and you're trying to go from they see an ad in their social media to scheduling an appointment, that ad that you really have to get in front of the right person, and then when you do, that ad really has to convince them in some way to just within 1 or 2 clicks now schedule an appointment to go drive to your office. And that's different than getting someone to click real fast to a website where they can buy a $20 product. And so
that's my issue.
Yeah, it is. and so I
got to figure out, because what was also happening is they were making the appointments for like, in 2 days, in 2 weeks, in a week, and then just not showing up, and now you lose that spot that I reserved for them.
So scarcity. Use a scarcity tactic. So like, something's gonna expire, or this thing is gonna be gone if you don't do it in the next week or next 5 days or whatever. I think that's a pretty easy way to solve a problem like that, or at least is definitely worth an effort to try and solve a problem like that.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, I think if you want to go like click from ad to schedule an appointment, you got to spend a lot of time thinking about the psychology of it, the like how is this person's, they're sitting on their phone, how does this little image right here on their phone, like how am I going to make that turn their action and thought towards, oh, I should go see this dentist and I should schedule an appointment right now.
Mm.
And I know it's repetitive, but I think if like I just come across an image of that's just like, hey, we're a dental shop, you gotta draw me. Like, why am I gonna just because you're a dental shop, I'm gonna click and schedule an appointment? No, like what? Why am I gonna click and schedule that appointment with you? And then also like try and build something in there that makes it so I'm not just gonna schedule it and then and then forget about it because it's not really a big deal. So, but if it's like I don't know if it's a free electric toothbrush. I don't know if that's what it is or whatever, but maybe that is it. And maybe when the ad pops up and it's like schedule an appointment, a free appointment within the next. And again, I don't know if I'm using. I get you're going premium, and I'm kind of using words that aren't necessarily towards the premium type of branding, but it was like free appointment if you schedule in the next. If you come in for an appointment within the next 5 days, you'll receive a free toothbrush, a free electric toothbrush, $200 value. It's like if you can craft the line that they read on your ad like that, where it's like, come in by, what's today's date? The 10th. So if it's like, come in by September 15th and receive a free $200 toothbrush.
Mm.
I think you get some people who would do that. If you've targeted the right people in the right area, they get a free toothbrush and a free dental checkup. That seems like that would work to me. Just stuff like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense to create that scarcity. Like if they schedule the appointment, they don't show up. What are they going to lose for it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. And then, are you familiar with Mailchimp and all of those things?
I am.
Okay, so if we get to it, you can kind of help me set that up.
Yeah, and if you do use MailChimp, for example, you can set it up so like someone clicks the ad, drops their email in, that automatically gets passed over to MailChimp, an email automatically gets sent out to them, the next email automatically gets sent out to them 3 days later. That can all be completely automated to where you set it up one time and don't touch it again.
You get somebody else to write them.
Say that again?
Did you write your emails, or did you get somebody else to write them?
I personally write them, just because that's how I operate my stuff. I touch every bit of it. I do all of it.
I'm just thinking that I wrote these emails that are probably not the best.
Right, and that's how. Yeah, so like definitely you can go hire some copywriter. Yeah, I mean that's one thing I think about. I know for a fact I'm not the best copywriter.
Yeah.
And that would be that's an area where it's definitely worth that, because that matters again, like, and not just, but if you do go hire someone, again, I'd try and find someone that doesn't just know how to like write well necessarily, but understands the psychology, like that it's psychology for selling something. Like there's I think kind of two different copywriters, so to speak. Like one can write well and with like entertaining writing or like explain things well or whatever. But then a copywriter who can do all that, but also understands how to use it to actually sell and move someone towards a purchase. That's a whole skill all on its own. So, but yeah, you can absolutely hire people to write your copy for you.
Cool. Well, yeah, I mean, if this goes well, and if we're like, hey, man, you're getting a whole bunch of people to click or kind of go to the conversion, but it's missing after that, or you're getting the emails and then nothing's coming in after that, maybe we'll develop or look at the email campaign or something like that, and then kind of go from there.
Sounds smart.